Hello, this is Evan Brand, board certified holistic nutritionist, certified functional medicine practitioner, and nutritional therapy practitioner. Let's chat about indoor air quality. Depending on who you ask, depending on what piece of research you look at, the EPA is saying that indoor air quality is likely 10 to 500 times more toxic than outdoor air quality. So we worry so much about pollution and car exhaust, which is totally valid because that affects our local ecosystem, our global ecosystem. Very important to mitigate that. However, many people are making themselves toxic just based on their indoor environment. I mean, let's face it, modern humans are spending 85 to 99% of their time indoors. So this is really where the health or sickness can occur. Let's go over a few different sources of this and then we'll talk about how to mitigate it. So I wrote here location dependent, but you've got your ozones, which is mainly going to be created from the sunlight hitting we'll call it the pollutants that come from car exhaust. You've got cadmium and arsenic and all sorts of heavy metals and some of the breakdown products, including methylbenzene and ethylbenzene, which are gasoline additives used to improve octane ratings. You've got groundwater contamination and other sorts of things that are used for fracking in the oil business. A lot of things that are polluting our outdoor environment. When that is combined with sunlight, you create ozone, which can be very toxic, especially for sensitive groups, young children, the elderly, people under chemo, radiation, any type of person that's just not well, ozone is going to affect them much more. Now, does it affect healthy people too? Of course, absolutely. You've got PM 2.5. So this is a particle size. Now these are very small molecules that can penetrate the lungs much deeper than what you've seen before. You've probably seen something called PM, I believe they call it PM10, which is a certain particle size. Now as you notice, the 2.5 is much smaller, and most air filtration systems, including most HEPA air systems, do not filter out 2.5. Therefore, these molecules are penetrating deep into the lungs, causing asthma, allergies, coughing, dry, runny noses, mucous membranes, nosebleeds, all sorts of issues that can occur. Now, like I said, it's location dependent. Now, if you look onto, just go Google air quality, you're going to find the government websites out there where you can check the local map of your area. So in the United States, we've got a really good state by state and even city by city map where we can see the ozone projections, we can see the PM 2.5 projections, and we can tell how's the air quality going to be today. And the EPA has stepped up and started to announce air quality alert days where they say that the forecast is going to be much higher. Now, if you just roughly draw the United States, California, Texas, Florida, not so much up in Maine, but New York area here, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, basically the whole Midwest. You've got Chicago, you've got Louisville, Kentucky, you've got Nashville, you've got the Great Smoky Mountains right here. That's a pretty clean area because there's a lot of trees. You've got a couple national forests in North Carolina that are pretty clean. Maine's pretty clean. A lot of Idaho's pretty clean. Up by Yellowstone, you've got some pretty clean areas. You've got Glacier National Park up there. You've got Washington State, where you've got like Olympic National Park in the corner. Then you've got Alaska way up here, which can be toxic, believe it or not. Colorado, there's some clean spots, mostly west of the Rockies. You've got some clean spots. Oregon, you've got some pretty good air there, but mainly up this whole west coast, though, due to the massive population density. There's a lot of issues with air quality over there, and like I said, here in the Midwest, a lot of times the air quality is just not good. Now, in terms of other indoor air pollutants, so you're getting these into your house, right? Just from being in a city, even in the rural areas, these can still spread very far due to people commuting in and out of the city. Now, indoor-wise, you've got your VOCs, so your volatile organic compounds. When you smell that new car smell, or you get a new computer and you smell that electronic, or you get a new leather, you get some type of new material that's smelling, usually that's a volatile organic compound that you're smelling. And that's not good. That can cause hormonal issues, that can cause brain fog, fatigue, all sorts of other symptoms can manifest from absorbing the VOCs into the lungs and the bloodstream. Then you've got your gases. So this is your formaldehyde, which is a preservative that's going to be used on a lot of different woods and other type of furniture materials, your couches, your recliner chairs, your foam cushions with polyurethane. Typically, you're going to have a combination of gases and VOCs. Then, of course, we've got to give good credit here where credit's due. Mold and dust alone can cause massive health issues. So a friend of mine, Dave Asprey, you probably know his podcast or his coffee, The Bulletproof Guy. He did a whole documentary called Moldy, all about mold. So, I mean, that was just hitting on one piece, let alone all these pieces of indoor air quality. So let me erase this because I've got a solution, one that I've implemented that's been able to help me and my family. It's called the Air Doctor. I'll just give you the link so you can look at it. But if you just type in my name, evanbrand.com/air, that will take you to the link where you can check out the air purifier. I've got one over here in the corner. It's been a game changer for me because when I was vacuuming, I've got carpet in my office here. I was vacuuming this carpet once a week and just having massive amounts of, I don't know whether it was just mold spores or dust. I mean, it was dark, it was black colored, even though the carpet's light. All sorts of crazy stuff was coming out of the carpet. Then all of a sudden I got this air purifier, which is a true HEPA, so it's going to filter out much smaller. Remember how we talked about with the size? You know, if you've got something that's like a 3 micron, most filters are not filtering out anything below 3 microns. So your 2.5, you're not going to be able to filter that. So this one, you're going to have the ability to filter things out to a 0.03 microns, which is very important. So pay attention. If you're going to Walmart or Target or all these places where you're going to get very low level entry grade HEPA systems, pay attention. It might say 99.9% blockage or elimination, but you've got to take a look at the particle size. More than likely, the claim of the 99% blockage is going to be for 3 microns, which is pretty much useless because if you've got all these other particles that are smaller, you can't do anything with it. So the Air Doctor here, use this link. You'll get a discount for using my special link. And that's what I use. Now when I vacuum, the amount of stuff that's in the vacuum, it's still there. I'm still finding stuff, but it's half. It's half of what it used to be. So who knows what all I'm collecting with the carbon and the other types of filtration in there. Who knows what all I'm picking up. And then the last strategy that's free is just open your windows. I mean, every day, if you can just open your windows for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Now, if it's super hot or super cold, I understand the idea of wasting energy, but if the weather's decent and you can just open the windows up, let those gases get out, let the natural clean air come back in, unless you live by a busy street, then probably don't do it. That's the best way to do it, and it's free. So I hope this helped. Take control of your indoor air quality. It will change your life. It'll change your sleep. I've also got another one of these air filtration systems in my bedroom. My wife and I have slept so much better after filtering our air. I'm not sure if it was causing inflammation, therefore stimulating the adrenals. I'm not sure the mechanism. I just know that I'm sleeping better now that my air is pure in my bedroom. Hope that helps. I'll put the link below and I'll put it on screen here for you as well so you can check it out, and I'll talk with you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention when it comes to indoor air quality.